Hey guys, it's KK. I hope you all are doing well. I'm here with a layout that was actually a challenge issued by Ronnie Sue Scrapper. The challenge was to create a layout without layering pattern paper or cardstock. So starting out for me, I took my one sheet that I was allowed and I created an 8.5 by 11 background out of some chipped sapphire coordinations cardstock. Now to add some pattern and texture to this, I'm going to turn to my Project Life cards just because I have a million of them and I never use them. So I thought that these two neutral ones would be good for the background, just adding some pattern but not a lot of color at this point. Now this pink one that I'm putting adhesive on right now is the one that I really wanted to shine. I love the pattern. I love the colors. I think it's by We Are Memory Keepers and it's kind of a random one that I just have hanging around. I don't have any more, I don't think, that go with that. So once I trim off those sides, I'm going to go ahead and bring in my photograph. And the photograph that I'm using is smaller than a 3x4. I'm not exactly sure how big it is, but it's a school photo. But it fits nicely on just a 3x4 card. So I like the fact that I didn't have to trim anything or cut anything down. It just fit nicely. Now, one thing I will say is that I usually do not like rounded corners. They are not my thing. But I'm really trying to embrace simplicity and cut some steps out of my scrapbooking, because I find that when I get too involved in, I don't like this, I want to change that, and I just, I don't enjoy the process when I have to do so much work, if that makes sense. It should really be fun. It should really be carefree and not so stressful. So I'm really trying to embrace things and try things that are different. So you saw me bring in that True Story 3x4 card, and that was actually from a cut apart sheet, and I didn't know if that was cheating, so I just went ahead and threw it to the side. At this point, I decided that I would like these cards better if they were on the vertical, just because I think that that would create a better flow for me. And looking at this now, I think what the problem was that when they're laid horizontally, the cards leave a lot of white space on the vertical. And since I'm used to using a lot of pattern paper and having a lot of different stuff going on the layout, I wanted to fill up as much space as I could with the patterns and the cards that I was going to be able to use, if that makes sense. And once I get that down and I get my photo in place, I realize that's a much better fit for me. I'm not finding it such a struggle in thinking about where my embellishments and where my title is going to go. So once I get to this point, I'm going to go ahead and bring in some pink washi tape, and I'm just going to kind of mark where I'm going to be putting my title and embellishments. I find that that really helps me to visualize where my layout is going, and sometimes I end up covering the entire bit of washi that I've laid down and you can't even see it, and that's okay with me because washi is super inexpensive. I have tons of it, so whether or not you see it, it just doesn't matter. I really just like having it there as kind of a visual placeholder. At this point, I'm going to go ahead and start thinking about my title. This is actually a sticker from, I believe it's a Simple Stories collection. I think it was called Life in Color maybe. And I actually just put some baby powder on the back of it so I could move it around a bit. And I'm wanting it to overlap with the photo, and I want the tail of the O to fit right there where that little dip is between her leg and her elbow. And so if I bring it over just a tad, I'll be able to fit it in there perfectly. And I just used some regular adhesive to make that sticky again, and I'm going to lay it down right there. For the rest of the title, I'm going to use a couple of different things, starting out with a label that I've punched from a Project Life card and these alphabet stamps here. Now these alphabet stamps, they're the ones that click together, and they have been such a game changer for me. I love the fact that the spacing is even and it's all lined up, and I don't have to take the time to do them all individually. I can stamp the whole word at one time. They've just seriously been a game changer for me, and I've been using them quite a bit. Now once I get that done, I'm going to kind of tuck it under there where it says hello. And I still have one more word I want to add, and so I'm keeping in mind that my photograph is really small and I don't want to use anything too bulky or anything too overwhelming because it could easily become distracting and take away from the photograph. Once I get that tucked behind there, I'm going to go ahead and just put some more adhesive behind it to make sure that it's in there and everything is stuck down. Now at this point in the layout, I kind of get ahead of myself because I pull out these wood veneers that I've been thinking about using for embellishment, and I haven't even finished my title yet. So I'm not even sure why I did this in this order, but these are just going to hang out there to the side, and I'm going to get ready to use them in just a few minutes. For the rest of my title, I decide on some stickers that are in a very simple font and also quite small. These stickers I love, but they drive me nuts because they're so weird in the sense that the R, the A, and the E are like a soft black, and the Y is like a true black. Like that whole sheet right there from S to all the numbers, that's a true black. But the other sheet that has the other letters is just a smidge off in color. But I really like them, so I use them anyway. Coming in with some final touches and embellishments, I'm going to choose just a couple of stickers from a sticker book that I have. I believe it's from the Chamel True Stories line. And that sticker right there, it says "Let's do this," and it just brings in some silver to the page, which I'm going to use later on. I'm going to use these wood veneer, these hexagons, for embellishment. And I really chose them because, again, I didn't want anything too distracting. I wanted to keep this quite simple. So once I do that, I'm going to come in with some Heidi Swapp Color Shine, and this is in the tinsel color, so it's like the silver metallic color. And I'm just going to do a few sprinkles here and there, and I'm done. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope that you enjoyed, and have a fabulous day, and I will see you all again very soon. Until next time, take care. Bye-bye.